Reality Hangover. I'm Callie Crerie, and I'm here with a special guest that I am so excited to talk Big Brother with, Taylor Hale. Hi, Taylor.
Hey, Callie. It's good to be back. How you been?
We have been great. This is the first time covering Big Brother without you and with Juliet. She's never watched a Big Brother season ever. So this is her first Big Brother season. And I've been trying to tell her what's normal and what's not normal because people who've never watched Big Brother before get very overwhelmed from all of the
Moments
uh
ago, Rachel was pushed into a volcano by a
yes,
velociraptor.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, and the egg suit and I've been trying to just help her understand the drama of it all. But it's been so much fun. How have you been?
I'm good. I'm so curious. How has she been digesting it? Has she been receptive to it? Or is it kind of like, I'm only here for the Survivor players, whatever?
No, I will say I do think that Devin's getting cast helped her want to watch it. And by episode maybe 4 or 5, that's when she was like, okay, I get it. This is fun. Like, she's really enjoying the show. But it took a few episodes for her to really understand the game of it all to get
Yeah.
into it.
I
Because
feel
it's
like
split
that's
up
pretty
between so many
normal.
nights. Yeah. Because it's split up between so many nights. If you watch one episode, you're kind of like, what? Especially the first episode. And this first episode, I was like, this was super campy first episode. Like, usually it's not this much, right?
It was a lot. I mean, you got baby Angela with the 80s puns, and you got the fake survivor situation, and then you got the whole dinosaur thing was you really have to have a deep love and knowledge of the game to really be all in that soon. And
Yeah.
it was a
It was a
lot.
lot. As someone who loves it, I was like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
And she didn't even know who Rachel Riley was. So she was just like, wait,
Mhm.
what? And then a few episodes later, she was like, wait, so by the way, what happened to that girl? Like, is she coming back? I was like, no, it literally was
She
just,
died.
yeah, I was like, it's just for the first show. Like, she was never going to be in this season. She was just in last season. This was just the first episode. There was no point in having her.
No, I think it was really fun because I was actually on the studio lot the day that they all moved into the Big Brother house. So I got to watch everyone one by one react. And I didn't even know that Rachel was going to be there until that day when she was walking into the door. It was a really, really well kept secret. And she was literally in there, fully making final twos and making alliances, knowing she was going out by the end of the day. It was hilarious watching her get in there and just play with house money.
That's not surprising at all from Rachel Riley, at all. I'm
Yeah.
so excited to dive more into this season with you. And I feel like you probably have a few more secrets since you're on the lot a lot. But first, here's a word from our sponsor, Colgate.
This episode is presented by Colgate Optic White. Let's talk it factor. You see it on the red carpet, a smile that lights up a room. That wow. There's actually some chemistry behind the charisma. Colgate Optic White Pro Series toothpaste removes 15 years of deep set stains when you brush twice daily for 2 weeks. How? The clinically proven formula is powered by Colgate's hydrogen peroxide complex. It works at the molecular level to gently dissolve stains deep within the enamel where your brush can't reach. It's proof that daily routine can be remarkable. That's the science of wow. Colgate Optic White.
Okay, this season, before we get into the season, where we're at right now, what are you ranking it 1 to 10? 10 being an absolute A+ season and 1 being the worst season ever.
Okay. I can't give it. God, I have to think. Are we talking? Are we talking with live feed knowledge, or are we talking episodes only?
You can do 2 separate ones because I feel like another show is happening on the live feeds.
That's always the case, right? So I think right now, the last you guys talked about this show was the last person hasn't even been evicted yet.
Devin's
But
winning
at the
veto.
time,
Devin's winning veto was the last episode that Juliet and I covered.
okay, so Devin's winning veto is the last time you guys talked about this. Meanwhile, in real time today, we already know who's won the next veto. And the nomination replacement ceremony, the veto ceremony, is going to happen today. So we're a week ahead from the last time you talked about
Yes.
it, live feeds included. I think if we go back a week ago, I would put the season pretty high. I'd put it at like a 7. I think you've got a lot of really interesting characters. You've got some interesting alliances. You've got a little bit of a split house opposition situation going on.
Mhm.
This game is so much more fun when you have power flipping side to side. And like, I don't know, I just never want to be bored watching a game that lasts basically 100
So
minutes.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the longest competition reality show. That's by design the most difficult part about it.
Mhm.
I mean, some things happened in this past week that kind of pissed me off. So I'm feeling real low on it right now. But
Yeah.
again, that's the beauty. I could give it a 7 this week, a 2 the following week, and then it could be back up to a 10 next week. I never
Yeah.
give up hope.
Who are your favorite characters of this season?
Okay, so full disclosure, I know Jason. Jason is
Oh, you do.
yeah. Actually, it's a little bit of behind the scenes tea. When Frankie Grande and I thought that we would both be on reindeer games, which, if you're a fan of Traders, that is the Big Brother show that Danielle and Brittany had beef overflowing into Traders from. I was on that. Frankie Grande was also on it. Before we filmed that, we kind of felt, we didn't pregame, but we felt like maybe we'd be going on the show together. And so we started doing a bunch of escape rooms together to practice. He washed me in every single escape room. And Jason was also there. And so Jason and I became friends from playing these types of games together. I've seen him dress up as Big Brother characters over the years in drag. Literally, that photo that was featured of Jason in drag for Big Brother,
You were
I was
there.
right next to him. Like I got Diddy cropped out of that photo. Well, I guess we don't see it anymore. Ew. But I did. I got cropped out that picture for the
Well,
show.
I know what you were saying.
We all know what I mean. I feel like that's just like a tech term now, you know? So we're good friends. And then I got to interview.
Interesting.
And I got to interview all of them right before they went into the Big Brother house. So it was cool to see a familiar face. So I love Jason. And then like I know Devon's and Dee. I love Angela. We did the Amazing Race together. But if we're talking newbies, Sumi, I like Lyric. I love Mallory. I think she's hilarious. Lala cracks me up. I need her to stop crying so much.
Yeah.
And Taylor is like a little sleeper agent. She's been kind of deactivated for so long, but her side comments crack me up.
I'm not mad at the game that Taylor's playing because I feel like it's such a long game, specifically like this season, and you kind of can't be in the mix too much, especially if you're not on the side of power.
Yeah.
So her laying low might go in her favor for a few more weeks until she needs to kind of turn it on. But then she's going to have to turn it on at some point.
Yeah, that's the only downside.
That's the thing. Okay, so since we last talked, we have a new HOH. Well, first, I forgot about the eviction. So since we last talked, Devon's won the veto. He gave it to Lyric, which I wasn't sure about that move, to be completely honest, especially if you're ending up keeping a Melody anyways. I think you should have given it to Melody. That's my point of view on it. Also, it would have been better for Rome and Lyric to be sitting next to each other. But fine. Their plan was executed. They got Rome out on a 12-1 vote.
That Lyric did not vote for him.
Right. Lyric was not the one vote, and Rome couldn't even figure out who the one vote was after 4 guesses because it was so out of left field. We're still going to see if that was really a game move or not because it hasn't really been utilized at all yet.
Callie, someone hasn't watched Big Brother Unlocked.
Oh, I did not watch Big Brother Unlocked. What happened?
So if you don't know by now, I'm one of the hosts of Big Brother Unlocked, and we put in some extra footage that we haven't shown. And sometimes after the eviction, we're throwing in little bits that you might not see into the HOH episode next day. So at the top of BB Unlocked, we showed Taylor in the DR, and she basically said it was a sympathy vote.
So it wasn't even game?
It wasn't even game. It was this whole honor, and he's a good guy, and I just wanted to give him a vote.
Oh, then she really was because when Rome with Julie afterwards was like, she said she was a loyal person and she was loyal to the end. And I was thinking like, Rome, you're so dumb. Obviously, that's not why she did it. It was for some sort of tactical game move, only to find out that that's really what it was.
Yeah, I thought it was a hinky vote too. Derek and I were like, oh my God, that was so good for Taylor. I really like what she's doing. Nope, just a loyalty play. Which again, like that could be good for her if that's how it's revealed that she's playing. But I mean, I was ready for her to get in the DR and say, yeah, I was trying to throw the vote off and I'm going to blame it on Big
Yeah.
and I'm going to do a new alliance. No, no, just a loyal lady.
I mean, that's not a bad thing in real life. But for this game, I would have preferred for her to have done it for a reason and used it at some point in time.
Yeah.
Um, okay, well, that doesn't bode well for her future, in my opinion. Me thinking that she was laying low on purpose to come hard at the end, I now think that she's just laying low to lay low. Okay. Um, so Rome is out. Angela got what she wanted. Devin's got what he wanted. I do think that it was smart for them to get him out. He was leading the others. I feel like he was the glue for the other side of the house.
Yeah.
And since he's been gone, I do feel like the other side of the house is kind of scrambling, trying to figure out like who they can actually trust. Um, and we have a new HOH, and the new HOH is Kamu, which I was kind of like, eh.
There's
I
no power
no,
shifting.
I kinda wanted the other side of the house to win. I would have loved for, like, a Mallory to win or a Melody, because it seems like Mallory and Melody are actually trying to play and are aware-ish of who's where. So I would have been interesting to see, like, how either one of them would have set themselves up, because it seems like they kind of want in on the other side, but can't figure out how to get in.
Yeah, they obviously have an awareness, but they just haven't had any power or agency.
Yeah,
And that's been really exhausting to watch. Like, I know what it's like to be in there and say, oh, like, man, I see what's happening. If I could just do something about it. And
yeah,
over and over again, nothing happens. And also, Mallory is kind of the only person that's got the balls to outright say, I would put up the three icons next to each other. I want
yeah.
to see that. I want to see it happen right now. But it's not going to happen anytime soon, which is really frustrating. Um,
Well, what do you think about that? Don't you think it's kind of crazy that they have, like, no heat on them at all?
I think that's a testament to D. I mean, I don't watch the challenge, but I know she went really far in the challenge. She obviously won Survivor. I cannot believe she doesn't have more heat on her after already winning $1 million. You won more money than the grand prize on Big Brother. Even after taxes, she has more money than the grand prize on Big Brother, and nobody is coming after her. It's shocking to me.
The only time you really have heard their names floated is with Mallory,
Yeah.
and I'm like, Devin's clearly does not know how to play Big Brother, but he's got everyone liking him, and I'm like, that's playing Big Brother.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't know
Honestly,
the game, but he knows social aspects of a game like this. And it's shocking that everyone seems to like D and everyone seems to like Devins. And Angela is kind of getting a pass because she's close with them. Um, but like, I just don't. Every other game of Big Brother where there's an icon that gets put back in, their name is immediately a target, and it's whether they like. Even with last season with Rachel Riley, she was always a target, and it was kind of like, we're gonna wait till jury. We're gonna like, there was always like a plan of when they had to get her out. There's no plan. No one is
mm-mm.
talking about getting these guys out. And I'm like, they're running the game.
It's insane to me. I do wonder if that's kind of the effect of having just watched a season where you've had a real. I call them vets. This whole icon thing is a little odd,
Yeah.
but it is weird. I think it's an effect of having just watched a season where a vet comes in and you see that initial push to get one of the vets out, or I guess in Rachel's case, the only vet out. And the people who were so against it were the
Go
target.
home. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think maybe the people who just watched the season, studied up, took notes, because that is something I will say about the season. I do appreciate that everybody in this house is playing to win in some capacity, even if they don't have the power.
Yeah.
So they have that in mind. They're trying to figure out, how do I do this? And I think they've kind of come to the conclusion that siding with the vets is best. And the way that this season's been structured, only the three vets could play for that first HOH.
Yeah.
Like, they're just already set up in a position where things are going to, I don't say tip in their favor, but the vets were set up not to immediately be targeted. And I think that effect is carrying over now into
Week
week
by
three.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I just for all these people that are such big because it does seem like there's a ton of Big Brother fans. Like a lot of these people know Big Brother in and out, and minus Devins. I feel like he's the only one that doesn't. And I'm just like even D seems pretty well aware of like the game and what happens. And I'm like, all of you guys are huge Big Brother fans, and you're just letting these vets continue to run the game. You'd think that there would be more strategy behind it, but whatever. The same Kamu wins head of household, and he puts the same people back up, which I'm also kind of tired. Even though I like a lot of people on that side of the house, I'm kind of tired of it being like 3 girls.
Yeah, the littles, as they call themselves, which
Yeah.
is another
I'm like,
conversation.
can we I know they got Rome out, but like I'm like, can we get someone else up there? Or can we get which I think one of them has to win in order for that to flip. Um, but we have Mallory, Lyric, which we definitely need to talk on Lyric a little bit.
Yeah.
Mallory, Lyric, and Melody are up for Mallory, Lyric, and Lala are up for
Mhm.
eviction. We're not going to do spoilers on this show, so we don't know who wins veto, but big thing happened last night, so I do want to talk about that. You seemed very tapped into it this morning, and since you brought up Jason, I will be transparent that Juliet and I are not big fans of Jason, and I have not. I thought I was going to like him. And even the Angela and him stuff, I was like, "Oh, this is so sweet." I
Mm,
thought he may have taken it a little bit too far when he said he lost his mom,
mhm.
and that if he found a mom in the house, that he was gonna connect with her. And knowing that Angela, and knowing that Angela had an affinity towards him because she had a gay son, I felt like preying on that took it a tad too far, and him fake crying and all of that, and then looking at the camera. While I liked it, like, I liked that he did the whole, like, I'm playing her, da 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 da,"
Uh,
I didn't like the content that he was playing her about. Does that make sense?
yeah, totally. I don't think anybody is above criticism. I'm not going to sit here
Okay.
and be like, "No, you're right." I'm not a stan. I don't do
Yeah, yeah.
the whole standum thing. But I do think, and I'm talking not to you, but just fans of Big Brother in general. You always hear people say, "I wish we went back to old school Big Brother, old school Big Brother." A lot of old school Big Brother people being nasty and taking very personal experiences and weaponizing it against other people and watching how it plays out. So when we say we want that, we just saw it happen, but maybe we're just too sensitive to handle it. And that's fine. Like it's 2026.
Yeah.
That's okay. But I wish that as fans of reality TV, we were a little more transparent about saying like, "Ooh, I guess I liked it in 2006 and not so much in 2026."
Yeah, and I guess I can hear that because I love watching, like, the old clips of Big Brother and how crazy it is,
Yeah.
and I'm actually fine with that. I'm fine with the craziness, but him crying there and faking it and looking at camera and then being in the DR and crying about not being selected for America's favorite or, not America's favorite, to be
The vote,
selected for the what's it called?
the time capsule.
Time capsule. I was like, "I don't know if you're faking or not." Like, I now don't know what's real from you, Jason, so I have no idea what to feel.
I will say separately, I know it sounds like I'm defending my friend, y'all, but I will say with the time
By the way,
capsule
it's okay to
crying,
defend your friend too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm loyal.
Yeah,
Period.
okay.
Taylor's are loyal. With the time capsule vote, I think the way it was edited made it seem kind of ridiculous, right? Like, oh, Angela came out in an egg costume and now Jason's crying because he didn't get voted. Like, he's not liked. I think when you really put yourself in Jason's shoes, Jason is the only queer person in that house,
Mhm.
the only one. And when you go in there, you have the established fan base of Drag Race fans. Drag Race, which is multiple times Emmy nominated and winning global sensation. You were the only and othered in your house. And I'm not saying he didn't isolate himself in other ways, but he is only and othered in many
Mhm.
ways in that place. To not, to one, feel alone in a way that nobody else can relate to two, not be able to really connect with somebody in that way. And then three, find out, oh my God, America doesn't have my back. that's just another layer of isolation that he's probably feeling. And so when he's crying in the DR about that, I don't see a guy who's like, "What? I'm not liked." I see a guy who's like, "Damn, I'm really alone and I'm hated and I'm othered." But I have that perspective because
That's
I
how you
thought
felt at
America
one
hated me.
point. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I guess my whole thing was like, there's how many people in the house?
They started with what?
13?
18?
18?
17 or 18?
So 16.
Yeah.
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 There's 16 people in the house, or at this point, 17 people in the house when he's crying in the diary room.
Mhm.
16 other people didn't get picked. It doesn't mean that America hates you.
But he's the only one that has
And
a
they picked
fan base.
Angela. They didn't
Angela's
pick,
got a fan base.
but you would think, yeah, Angela has a fan base for sure. But you would think that if you're him, an irrational, I'm saying rational, if you're a rational person, you wouldn't think, oh, America hates me. You'd be like, of course Angela gets it. But at this point, you would think Angela and I like each other, and because he didn't know that Angela knew. I think at this point, Angela didn't even know that he faked it. So like, I'd be like, that's a good sign for me that someone that I'm forming a like closeness with got a vote. The problem is you fake the closeness, and it came back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like I kind of love in that big blow up at the nomination ceremony where he goes, "I'm a messy bitch. Hate me, America. I'm a messy bitch." Like, I'm a Drag Race fan. I love the theatrics. It is
Yeah,
funny seeing like antics that work in some spaces and not work in other spaces.
others, yeah,
Like, this is so Drag Race down. And when you put that in the Big Brother house with other people that like probably have never even seen a drag show in their life, it
yeah,
feels so otherworldly. It's like putting Love Island people into this place. Like, they'd be too
right,
freaked out for this house.
yeah. They'd be like, "Why is there a dinosaur?" Um, was Jason successful on Drag Race? Because I didn't see his season.
So Jason's funny. Jason actually, he loves Big Brother. He loves competition games. He got booted out of his show. Obviously, you can't just get voted out, but he's always trying to apply strategy to Drag Race. And so it's funny seeing someone who was kind of built more for Big Brother apply those antics to Drag Race, be talented enough for the show,
Right.
good enough to come back for an All Stars,
Yeah.
but then finally be in the environment where he can actually do the gaming and the strategy and
The
the scheming.
strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think he's better built for this show than Drag Race?
I think I think that this show just has an element that Drag Race doesn't have that he can actually really, well, I thought he'd thrive in it, but he might have to comp his way out to the end now.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about tonight. This is kind of a spoiler because it's not on Sunday's episode, but it is on the live feeds. And based on everything we've seen from the live feeds, a lot of it gets cut. So, like, we don't even know what's going to make the episode on Wednesday or not make the episode on Wednesday. But just want to give like a mini spoiler because this was not in the episode. This was overnight, Sunday night. So, Sunday through Monday morning, this happened. So obviously wasn't in Sunday's episode. So early Sunday, Dee says Kamu came up to her and basically was like, okay, I want to do this whole plan where we have a tea party tonight and I'm going to call Jason out in front of everyone. And at the time, Dee's like, okay, yeah, awesome. That's great. Jason's playing like both sides of the house, talking to everybody about everybody. Like, let's do it. She tells Angela, Devins knows, a good group of people at this point know it's going to happen. But in the afternoon, they decide to do, I don't even know, like a pageant. What would you call that? Where Drew and Barrett dress up.
Yeah, a walk
Like
off.
a mini, yes, like a mini walk off. Jason goes masked, but also like gets all dressed up. The vibes in the house are pretty high.
They're up. Jason
Yeah.
made balloons out of condoms.
Yeah.
He made balloons for his own funeral, y'all.
Everyone seems to be pretty happy. Jason himself, it's probably the happiest we've seen him in the house. Last episode, Juliet and I talked about how we both really like Barrett and Drew. And this only like confirmed that for me. But they both get dressed up. Everyone's having a good time. They're walking off. People are having such a good time that Dee pulls Angela and is like, I don't think we should do this. Like, this is not gonna go well. Jason's so happy. I don't want him to feel badly, like we've all been talking about. Like, it's not even Dee's plan. And Dee and Angela both are kind of like, hold up, hold up, hold up. This is not the right time. It's
Mm-hmm.
not saying that they can't ever do it, but they're like, I don't know if it should happen right now. I think Angela even starts crying from what I saw on the live feeds. You correct me.
Yeah.
But then they're like, this is a reality show and this is a game. So like it is what it is. Did I miss anything, Taylor?
No, I mean, even the buildup doesn't even matter that much.
They all gather outside or the backyard for the tea party.
Mhm.
And it goes from 0 to 1,000 very quick.
So fast. So fast. It's so bad.
I feel bad for Jason, which up until this point, I didn't like him. So that's how bad it was for me. At the same time, do you think Jason is like deserving of the criticism of his game?
I think Jason is deserving of criticism of his game. I don't think he's deserving of a public lashing. I think anybody in the house, unless they haven't talked game to anybody at all, which at this point is not anyone in the house, could receive a similar criticism to Jason. Jason is, see, this is why I'm not fun. I bring a very much like, I find everything misogynistic, homophobic, or racist vibe to the party. Like,
Well, the lashing coming from Kamu didn't help anything. Like, it would have been a
no.
lot easier if it came from somebody else.
But even
Because
then,
Kamu has made comments throughout the entire season. So that to me, I felt like was like a layer that they never even brought up
mm-mm.
during the tea party. But for viewers that have followed along, especially on the live feeds, because they don't put it on the show, Kamu's not the one that I'd want to give Jason a lashing. If it was Devon's, I'd probably feel a little bit more different about it. Or if it was Barrett, or if it was Drew, or I mean, there's a lot of other people I would have felt a lot better about doing it than almost anyone in the house, actually, than Kamu.
Yeah, there's definitely that. But I also think this kind of comes down to who is allowed to play Big Brother and who isn't. Like, I think Kamu as HOH, and you could replace it with anybody on that side of the house, anybody in the tool shed. I think they have set the rules of this, like the vibes and the rules and how you have to play to be successful in this house, which is what you do. You create a society, and in order to win, the people in the house have to vote for what you guys have all agreed on, or majority has agreed on, are the rules of the society. That's Big Brother. But the people who are in power have created the rules where half of the other house cannot be successful. And most of the people in the other house are queer, of color, or something
Women.
else. Or women, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at this and I'm like, how are you guys like just beating and like just like what's the like flogging? You're literally flogging people who are already down. You're making Jason the mascot of it. You're like literally kicking somebody while they're down when they're trying to squirm and maneuver their way out of you having your foot on their neck. And so when they try to get some air or squirm out of it, you're looking down at them and saying, how dare you push my foot off your neck? And that's a really frustrating thing because they're doing the same thing on the other side of the house. They just have the power.
Yeah. Well, and I think the other thing was like Jason already got it. Like the past nominations ceremony with Devon's, like you guys already outed, which I know the target there was Rome, and Rome was who you were going after. It ended up because of Angela getting flipped to Jason as well. So I'm like, we've already discussed Jason's, which he even says during this tea party. He's like, I heard what you guys said. Can someone not change? And Khan was like, it's only been 3 days. Like, how much change can happen in 3 days? But I'm like, okay, well, if it's only been 3 days, then why are we doing this again already?
It's the same logic that
Everyone's
you're throwing
already
at them.
against Jason. Like, Jason doesn't have an army of people behind him like Rome did. Like, going after Rome made sense because he was the glue and had so many people on the other side of the house. Jason has who? Why are we worried about Jason?
We're getting to a point, and this is just kind of what happens, where you try not to see it in Big Brother. Obviously, this has happened throughout the course of Big Brother history, but like
Slash may have happened to you.
may have happened to me. I try not to make everything about me. There's nothing worse than a reality star that's like, when I was
I did
there.
this. Yes.
But when this happens, it's really frustrating to see the house dynamic go from I'm getting this person out because it's not good for my game to this person has to be evicted because like I have to create them as a monster for my vitriol and hatred and targeting to be valid.
Yeah,
Like
to
it's
make
getting to a
sense.
point where like Jason can't breathe without them being like, oh, can you believe he has the audacity to walk by? Can he go to the bathroom?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the good news for Jason is that he is really good at comps. As much as I didn't like him last week, now I'm like, if they put him on the block as the replacement nom, which like all signs are pointing that way, I would love for him to win the blockbuster and then win HOH
Yeah.
because that would flip the house. And then we'd actually see who Jason could align himself with. I, I'm just not sure who those people are. I would love to know who you think Jason could align himself with.
I mean, it's one of them's going to go home between Lala or Mallory. But I would love to see. I would like to see Devins. We didn't talk about this. Devins won the power this week. Devins has the diamond power of veto, which is
Wait, by the way, him trying to tell D, I was like, girl, what are you not getting? He said it at least 10 times. He kept being like, right, so if I were to win the diamond power of veto, and she was like, yeah, you would tell me, right? Right? You would tell me, what is it again? I'm like, do you think he just made this power up?
again, like I try to think about if I would probably have a D moment, honestly, in there. Because there are so many
So much happening.
there's so much happening. And if you're a fan of Survivor, or if you follow Dee and Devins on the different shows that they've been on, Devins is very much so the studier before he goes into different environments, and Dee is more just like naturally incredible at these games. And so if I were Dee, I'd probably not even know what a diamond power of veto is going into Big Brother. I'd be like, oh, yeah, that sounds like something you probably know about. Like, I would just assume Devins would have that information and be able to be like, wow, I saw this when I was doing my research and it'd be really cool if I won it, right? Like, yeah, that'd be great for us. It would take me 10 to 15 times to realize,
Well,
oh,
it took her.
yeah.
It took her 10 to 15 times. I was like, pick up on it. Pick
Go
up on
there.
it. You
You can
got
do
it.
it.
You got it.
But I don't love Devins having the diamond power of veto, even though I do like Devins. Like, again, I know these people. I like them. I enjoy being around them. But I don't want the vets to be so overpowered.
I know.
6 weeks?
Also, don't you think Dee's gonna get it next?
It wouldn't shock me. I hope that with this, the way everything that's happened with Jason is edited and there's
That
a
Jason
really
gets it?
huge movement. But then, like, he could still get a punishment.
I know. Because, by the way, Devin's being like, I figured it out. I was like, I didn't.
No.
What's the pattern? First of all, even watching that, when they have to sit in that chair and spin around, I think my first instinct would just be to click it right away because I can't do that. I get so much motion sickness that like even watching them do it, I was like, no way. I guess Devin's figured out something because he got it.
I guess he said something like he watched the pattern. He picked one power and was spinning and just like focused on how many times that one was
power.
lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it worked. He got it. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's no like time frame on it, right?
6 weeks, which is
6 weeks.
or 6
That's a long time.
So that includes this one. So after this week, it'll be 5. That is way too long to have a power. You can take somebody off the block and replace them with whoever you want. That is insane. That is
It's a huge power. That's why it's called the diamond.
and it takes you to jury, and the diamond power of veto up until this point, just so that the listeners understand, I think the maximum the time allotment has ever been on it was like 3, maybe 4 weeks.
Oh,
6 weeks with
so
this is crazy.
This episode is brought to you by Colgate Optic White. You know that unexplainable it factor? That smile that lights up a room? That wow? Well, it turns out there's chemistry behind the charisma. Colgate Optic White Pro Series toothpaste removes 15 years of deep set stains when you brush twice daily for 2 weeks. How? The clinically proven formula is powered by Colgate's hydrogen peroxide complex. It works at the molecular level to gently dissolve stains deep within the enamel where your brush can't reach. It's proof that daily routine can be remarkable. That's the science of wow. Colgate Optic White.
aren't there rules, correct me if I'm wrong,
Hmm.
rules, specifically I think in California, but it might be in the United States, where they can't like rig the game, right?
Yeah.
So they have this lined up that like whoever was going to, if Devins won this week, he was going to get it. If he lost, he got a punishment, and like the next person. So it's not like they purposely gave it to
Mm-mm.
Devins,
Correct.
but and when I say rules, I mean laws, just to be
Yes.
clear. Um, but that side of the house is really just running through this thing.
They're running through it, and there's no incentive for them to break up. I was hoping after this, like this giant pile-on, that maybe some people in the tool shed, I hate that alliance name, would feel like, I didn't like that. I don't think I want to be part of this. Let's start an uprising. But again, there's no incentive for them to do that right now because Kamu is in power. You need somebody in power who can be convinced
Yes.
otherwise. I
But
don't see that
did you
happening.
think that any of those people felt that way?
Not enough if they did. A moment of vulnerability here. I was really, and I hate saying this, but I genuinely was really triggered watching this happen on the live feeds. When I was in the house, here we go. There's a sensation when you are in jeopardy, like your body reacts. When you're sitting on the block, I thought the term knees knocking was fake until my knees would actually knock from
On the
anxiousness and
block.
nerves. Yeah. And so when you're under fire like that, watching it happen to Jason, my body started to tense up the same way that it did
Mm.
when that was happening. And at the end of the tea party, everybody got up and Jason was sitting there alone. Nobody came to check on him. It took maybe 15, 20 plus moments for anybody to come back and try to sit with him. He got called into
Who
the
who
DR.
came who came back?
I think it was Mallory.
Mm.
I think Lala checked on him for a little bit. Devin said maybe 5 words. I think Devin's at least said like, I tried to talk to him. I just don't think I'm the right person to talk to him. Okay, I'll give you that. But I'm watching this guy make Easy Mac sitting on the couches alone. Nobody's talking to him. Everybody's in the hot tubs laughing and giggling. Like that, it just puts you back in a headspace that you don't want to be in. So I have a lot of empathy for him because that is, again, it's one thing to be on the other side
Really
of the house,
lonely.
another thing to be isolated.
I didn't you follow the live stream way more than I do, or live feeds, I should say. Um, I saw him with the pot.
Yeah.
What happened with that? I
I
saw
went to bed.
Jason in the kitchen banging a pot with a wooden spoon, which we have seen on the show before. So this is not the first time someone has banged a pot. But I just wanted to know what led up to that, or like what came of that. Because I was at like 4 a.m. in the morning, right?
Yeah, I actually went to bed at this point, thankfully. So
Oh,
that's
okay. So you missed it too?
I did. That's a chore for today. But I do know that he fell asleep like with the pot and spoon under his arm. So maybe
Mm.
right now at 7:54 a.m. Big Brother time, he could be banging that shit around the house.
I was like, I woke up this morning and I was like looking because I don't watch the live feeds unless something like big is happening, and I'll try to like log on and catch it. But I watch like people clip the feeds so that I can see the clips. And that was one of the first clips I saw this morning. And I was like, wait, what happened now? Um, but I think if I'm Jason, I think if he can get over it, I think he can appeal to Angela. I really think if he sat down with Angela, I think he could get Angela back. And I think getting Angela back would do so much for him because she's such a loud, opinionated person, that her opinions this season, which hasn't always worked for her, but this season would go in his favor, like having her on his side. And I think Angela having like her son and the relationship she has with her son, if Jason were able to be like truly vulnerable with her and express things to her, because even at the tea party when everyone was ganging up on Jason, you could see Angela a little bit being like, but then
Mhm.
in the back of her head being like, this is a game. I have to do this. This is better for my game. But even when she was like, I heard you said this about me. And he was like, I didn't say that. She's like, I'm not saying you said it. I'm just saying someone told me you said it. So I'm like, Angela is there. Jason just needs to pull her back. And it's going
Mhm.
to take some pulling because he did fuck up. He did push her away. So I'm like, he has to be able to like calmly be like, I'm sorry. And although that was game, I did mean some of it. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know this, you would know this, you're friends with him. I did lose my mom.
Mhm.
I do feel like I'm by myself in here. And you did give me something that I'm not getting from anybody else, from anywhere else. But he would have to say a genuine apology. And I don't know with him feeling so defensive right now if he's going to be willing to do that. But I think if I were him, that's what I would go to first.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's frustrating just because he or Mallory have to win HOH next week. Like they can't do all this negotiating from the position that they're in. They literally
Right.
have to be in power for it to happen. And
Right.
like I think once he gets Angela on board, that's when he'll be able to get Dee and Devins. And once you've
Right.
got them on your side with
Then you're
that
good.
power, then you're good. I
Especially
like
if he wins power, because then he could really like put his money where his mouth is and be like, Angela, I'm not going for you.
Yeah, but what if he wins like the no slop pass? Sorry, you don't watch Unlocked, so you don't know this. We revealed all the powers and punishments on Unlocked, every single one. So the
Oh.
Diamond Power Veto is one, but there's also called a never not pass, where you're never a have not.
Oh, I would like that. Well, I
I'd
mean
rather
that
have a Diamond Power Veto.
well, I mean, I would rather have the diamond, but I'm saying I don't want to be a have not. But I would rather have a power in the game than something that just gives me like a little bit of a benefit. Like we're in this house for 100 days no matter what. And it ain't
Mhm.
always going to be great. So if I have to spend a few days in the have not, fine as long as I can still win the game. But is there any other really cool powers?
There's a replay power where you can be HOH 2 weeks in a row. Like, that
Ooh,
could be beneficial, but it means you have to
win.
win two
Yeah.
weeks in a row. What
Well, you
else
have
is
to
cool?
no, but even if you won, then you at least get to play again.
Yeah, so you do
Yeah.
have the odds there, which is
Yeah.
good, but, you
You have
you
to
gotta
win
win 2 weeks in a
for
row.
it for it to be anything. Yeah.
I think the Diamond Power Veto and the replay powers were kind of the 2
Top
biggest
ones.
ones. Yeah. Honestly, the punishments are kind of more fun,
Yeah. That's
but
fine.
yeah.
During that spin, I saw someone
Mhm.
say eliminate. I saw one of the tiles say eliminate. Can you get eliminated?
Eliminated. No, that just meant, Angela's there's 6 powers and 6 punishments, so the punishment that Angela won was off the board.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I didn't see that with Angela, and then I saw it last night. Was it last night?
Yeah.
Whatever night. And I was confused at how I was like, they can't get eliminated from this. That would be horrible.
Well, unless you're Rachel Riley.
I know, I know. So yeah, that was really bad. Although I didn't want her to win, so I was happy about it.
Tough way
Um,
to go out, but
yeah.
yeah.
um, okay, that makes sense. Um, let's talk a little bit about Miss Lyric.
Okay, Flirtalicious diva.
I like Lyric.
Oh, sorry. I want to jump back to the powers. I just pulled them up real quick.
Okay.
So you got the replay, which I just talked about, the mystery competitor, which is what happened last season with Casey and Keanu. So if you get
Oh
that,
yeah, you get to
bring in an
bring
extra
someone in.
person
Yeah.
to help play veto for you. The BB bribe, which like last season, you can have like $5,000 that you can give to
Mm.
somebody for them to do what you want, typically the HOH. And then you have the coin of destiny, which is a coin flip. And I should know this. I forget what it does, but if you flip the coin, you get to become the new HOH. Basically, you can like
Oh,
replace all the noms.
those are good powers.
Yeah,
Um,
chasing for the coin of destiny. Damn it! Oh my god.
I wish the coin of destiny went to Devins because he's good for a good coin flip.
Yeah,
That would have been perfect.
I know.
Um, can you can only go into this little thing once though, right? So
Yep.
Devins and Angela are done. So Angela's just done. She'll never get a power.
No. But was that
Sucks
egg
for
not a
her.
power?
No. That egg suit looked miserable, and she was miserable in it.
She was genuinely miserable, and I feel bad, but I did
She's out
enjoy
of it
it.
now.
Yeah, she's good.
Also the punishments are funny. Like it sucks for the person that's in it most of the time. Like I was trying to explain to Juliet because what's so weird is before she got that punishment, I was like, "There's also punishments, Juliet. Like someone could be like dressed up in an egg suit." Because I was just like thinking of that one, and then
That's
literally
the
the
first
next
one.
episode or 2 episodes later, that's what she got, and I was like, "Did I speak that into existence?"
That's amazing.
But I think Vinny in the egg suit was just very memorable, like in my mind.
And he was
So
literally on the block campaigning for his life. Like,
yeah.
that was funny.
Yeah.
I have the punishments too, real quick. One is a red unitard, which is like a classic
Yeah.
stupid outfit. Adam and Eve, which is two people have to be tethered
Oh,
to
we've
each
seen
other for a
that.
week, and they have to wear fig leaves, basically.
Oh,
It's a fun one. I recommend getting your biggest enemy instead of your biggest ally,
yeah, so you get to hear everything they're talking about.
or you stop them from saying anything.
Yeah.
Camp guide, which is kind of evil. You have a giant camp set that you have to like backpack and put on, set up in the backyard, set everything up, the tent, the campfire and everything, cook 10 hot dogs, distribute them, then clean it all up.
Uh,
And they can
and they'll
call on
do it
you
at like 2
anytime.
AM, 4
Yeah,
AM.
maybe
I
like
was telling
5
her about
times
this
a
too.
day.
Yeah.
Hamazon, which I think is really gross. You have to eat a ridiculous amount of ham whenever it's delivered
I
throughout the
love
week.
ham.
Yeah, but you probably won't after this.
I saw something that said, "Would you rather eat 700 bananas a year for $2 million or a 2-minute cold shower every day for $2 million?" And I was like, "Cold shower."
Shower
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's easy money. I remember Hamazon, the guy that did it, he was Muslim, so they had to give him vegan ham to eat
Um,
instead, which is probably even worse.
yeah, I don't even know what that is. How do they come up with these?
Somebody's really messed up in the head there. The last one is Lord of the Latrine, where you have to wear like a court announcement suit, and then you have the only key to the actual bathroom. So whenever
Mm,
someone has to use it, you have to literally
go and open it for them?
and announce it. You have like a bugle and just say
Uh,
like, Callie is using the potty.
I would hate that as someone who has had IBS her whole life. I would hate to have to ask someone for the key to the bathroom, be like, "I'll come back in 30 minutes for you to lock it." I need a
imagine
solid
it's
30 in there.
imagine it's like 2 a.m. You have to go wake that person up.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, middle of the night would be bad.
Yeah, and it happens.
I know. Oof. Also, there's only one bathroom, right?
One bathroom. There is the HOH
Oh,
bathroom, but
right.
that comes down to whether or not that person is willing to share.
Yeah.
And like, are you going to go in that bathroom at 3 in the morning when the HOH is asleep? No.
No. Right. Okay. Um, so Miss Lyric,
Yeah.
first of all, wow, what a showmance. They were hot and heavy
Yeah.
in like 6 days.
I mean, we got to the feeds, what, 2, 3 days after the game started. Day 2, they were already making out.
I mean, they were saying I love you.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
I can't explain that
I
one.
thought it was gonna blow up because I didn't know how long Rome was gonna last. And I was like, there's no way throughout the whole season that this will last. But it did because he got out. So I don't know. They seem to be fine, but she is relying on, she definitely knows she's cute. That's what I'll say. She's relying on that. And it's working so far.
Yeah, you know what? Good for her. Lyric, if you want to rub on the knees of two dudes that are too stupid to know what's going on,
And they are too stupid.
yeah, and you want to hug on Kamu to make him feel a little more safe and secure, do it, sister. Do
Oh,
it.
at least I know she's playing.
Yeah.
When Rome was in there, I couldn't tell how focused she was at the game. And I don't even know if she thought she was focused at the game. Like it seemed like
Mhm.
she was just like, I just want Rome. I don't care about anything else. Until she was up on the block. And then all of a sudden it like clicked into her, like, I do not want to go home. I haven't been here long enough. And then it seems like, especially since we keep talking about, like, you don't have power, there's only so much you can do,
Mhm.
and she's doing everything that she can do.
And you know what? That was really impressive to pull yourself off the block to convince somebody to get you off. Like she, for all intents and purposes, should have
Twice.
been there next to Rome. Yeah, like winning a veto one and then convincing someone else, the HOH who nominated you to use it on you to take you off when you
Mhm.
should have stayed there.
Yeah.
I'm impressed, and I want to
But
like
then
it's
she did it this week with Kamu too. Oh, well, sh
she's a pawn.
yes, but wait. Yes, she's a pawn, but she's hoping that Kamu will take her off.
Yeah. At least we saw her try. And I think she did everything, even if we want to take the flirting out of it. I think she did everything you should. Like if someone tells you you're going to go up as a pawn, you push, you push, you push, you go downstairs, you have conversations. And then finally, when it's not going anywhere, you say, okay, fine. So I don't know. I
A lot of
really,
pawns will just be like, "Okay." So she was
yeah,
not just, like, going with
taking
it.
the
She
line
was
down.
yes. She was like, "No, I do not wanna be a pawn." Um, I'm excited to see her now engaged in the game, and I think that's another hopefully someone on the other side of the house could win, or I would like for even a Barrett to win because Barrett does not seem to love
Mm.
the tool shed.
I would love to see Barrett win. I know he's a Big Brother super fan. Like, I think I have been in the background of photos that Barrett has taken at fan events before. There's one of him and Angela, which I don't think he's brought up yet. So he knows the game and not just strategically what to do, but like emotionally and how to play to the live feeds. Like, he knows what the fans want, right?
Mhm.
And so I really would love to see him. I don't think it'd be good for his game, but seeing him in power and seeing him have to make
Blow up
decisions,
something? Yeah.
it would be really interesting. I think that if he were in power, you could get like a rebellion alliance finally coming forward. And my God, the season needs it right now because it really feels like doom and gloom.
I know. Also, a lot of the bigger comp beasts are on the other side of the house.
Yeah, yeah. So I think if they can pull, I mean, look, the Haley, Kamu,
Chuck.
Chuck, I would love to see the three of them on the block at the same time. Please send
Yeah.
one of them out. And honestly, send out either Haley or Kamu. Chuck isn't doing enough to have like
No, Chuck's
in the
just
game.
there.
Chuck's just there. He's
Yeah.
just kind.
Which I don't know if you saw, there was a conversation that was on the live feeds. I'm not sure when the live feed when it was, but they were talking about who their favorite country artist was. Did you see this?
No.
They were talking about who their favorite country artist was. It was
Oh boy.
Kamu, Chuck, Haley, and Lyric, I think.
Of course.
And Kamu asked the question, and Lyric says Morgan Wallen or Luke Combs. And then Chuck says somebody I've never heard of before, Jordan something. I have no idea. And then Kamu says, "What about Beyonce?" And Chuck said,
Period.
"Yeah." No. Chuck said, "Yeah, uh, Beyonce stuff was charting so well, it was making them all mad." And Kamu was like, "Bro, that was a joke."
Get out of my villa. Get out of my villa expeditiously. Get out
I was
of my
like,
villa.
"Okay, Kamu, okay." But Chuck was kind of like, "What?" Like, he didn't, like,
Yeah.
fully yeah.
No, Chuck was raised by women, so he knows how to at least have some empathy. Get out of my oh my gosh, Kamu, what
Chuck
are
was
we
like, "Yeah, she was doing so good," and they were getting so
that's
mad, and
crazy.
Kamu was like, "Wait, wait, wait, no, no, no.
He said, no, 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 I would never take
I was
her
joking, that was a
seriously.
joke." Yeah.
Because clavicular said.
Not
I had to
clavicular.
Google who clavicular is because of Kamu.
Oh, did
I've
he
been
say his name?
he's been dropping him left and right. I have to like fix my algorithm now
You know
because
who
I'm
he
getting
is?
I didn't know who he was. I know who he is now.
I knew who he was from, like, TikTok, but the looks maxing guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That shouldn't be shocking that that's who Kamu is following and into. Okay, Taylor, you're gonna have to come on again so that we can reevaluate where we are, but give me your top 3. Remember we did this last summer?
Yes, we did.
Top
Another
3 of this season of who you think can actually win.
ooh. Also, I would love to come on while Juliet is here because I need to see like
Her reaction to
I
things.
need
Also,
to
I'm
see a
sure she'd have
fresh
so many
mind.
questions for you.
We can do a Q&A hour.
Yeah.
Okay, my top 3, this is top of mind. I'm not going to rank them yet, but and I'm not going week to week either. I'm not saying they played the best this week, just who I think can win.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you Barrett.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving
I'm
you
writing these
Kamu.
down.
Do it. Barrett, Kamu. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
This is top 3 who we think we can win, not top 3
I don't think he
favorites.
can win. I don't think he can win.
I we'll see. I think it's going to be Kamu, Barrett, and I want to put a woman in there. I'm not going to say D because I don't see anybody voting for her to win when she's already won Survivor. Mallory's going to have to comp out. No one's going to vote for Angela. Damn. You know what? I'm going to say Lyric. Yeah. Taylor has kind of too much to organize.
Well, we just at this point we could not put Taylor in the top 3 based off of what we've seen. That doesn't mean that can change,
Yeah.
but
I think Lyric has stayed out of the drama enough. And when she's ever been under fire, she's been able to maneuver her way out of it and still be in the good graces of everyone else. I think Kamu has just created such a culture that, like, even after this whole Tea Party thing, there were people walking away saying, wow, Kamu handled himself really well. Like, that was really hard. And I really respect Kamu for how he managed that. What? If that's the culture that you've created in that house, then they're still willing to vote for you after that. You're probably going to win. I can see it happening. And I think Barrett is just smart enough, interested enough, and positioned well enough that he can flip things and shift things in his favor to get to the end and win, which would be a really satisfying ending.
So we only have one overlapping, and for me, that's Barrett.
Yeah.
And the other reason why I picked Barrett, well, he seems like semi-good with everyone. Like, he doesn't hate one side of the house. He's still friendly and respectful to everyone. He knows the game really well. He's decent at competitions. Like, he's not getting out first.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that worries me about Barrett is because he knows the game very well. Like, I don't want him to do something knowing it'll be like iconic instead of doing like what's best for his game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we got Angela and Jason for that right now.
Okay, so I have Dee and Angela.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like that.
I don't know how Angela's not a target to anyone, but somehow no one's saying her name. So I have Angela. And then Dee, everyone likes Dee. The only person that doesn't like Dee is Mallory. So as long as Dee can keep winning-ish with people and people not hating her, she's in a good standing, I think.
Yeah. It would be really impressive to see someone win 2 very different shows that also have juries. Like, I think I almost won The Amazing Race. Like, that's just sheer fun in competitions and travel, right? But to do a social navigation game like this and win both would be so impressive that obviously a part of me wants to see it. But I just can't imagine. And I would say this even if I knew Dee really well, didn't know Dee at all. I don't think that any show where you have newbies and vets, I can't imagine people who had to put their lives on pause, might have overdrafts going right now on their bank account.
Yeah, vote for someone that they know won $1 million.
Yeah, I think it's going to take
hear
an
that
all-star season to happen.
I hear that. I just feel like these people seem to really like her, and I don't know if they like fully get the Survivor of it all. Other than maybe like Drew seems to be very like teed up and into Survivor, but I feel like she could convince them. Also, depends on who she's up against. Like, if she's up against, I don't know. If she brought someone to the end that like she knows is like the house is not at this point, if she was up against Taylor and everyone knows Taylor's done nothing, I could see them voting for Dee. Do you know what I mean?
I could still see Taylor winning. I think like it would have to be something. I don't know. I could see Taylor pulling it out just on that alone. Like, congratulations, Dee, you got here and that's impressive, but come on, girl. You've done the challenge and Survivor.
No,
and Survivor 50.
I hear that. I just don't know if someone's done nothing in this game it feels like people that play the game want the person that they think played well went to win.
Yeah. It just comes down to how I know we're going back and forth on this, but like I could even see Taylor saying, these are all the things that you didn't see me doing, and you didn't see me doing it because you were so wrapped up in chasing this other person. And I
Yeah.
think that being compelling enough for them to be like, ooh, damn.
If Taylor can do that, I'd probably vote for her too. But
Yeah.
she also just went in the DR and was like, no, it was a sympathy vote. So from what I've seen from her so far, I don't know if she has that in her.
Yeah.
But you make a good point about Dee. I would just, based off what we've seen so far, they all like her so much and it's shocking to me, not because I dislike Dee, but because I'm just like, what are we doing? Why are
Mm-hmm.
we keeping her here?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Basically.
so we shall see. We are definitely gonna have to check up in with you, maybe like mid-season, and then end of season, maybe have
Yeah.
you back on. Thank you so much for filling in for Juliet today. We've missed you so much. Um, a lot of our listeners are now watching Big Brother, which I find so exciting. I
Yay.
actually woke up to DMs this morning being like, tell me you're going to talk about what happened last night.
Good. That makes me so happy. Welcome
Yes.
to live feeders.
So super excited. Juliet and I will be back on Thursday. We will talk more Big Brother. We'll talk about the ultimatum reunion because it was a lot. And probably tap into whatever else Juliet and I have been watching on our week hiatus in her vacation. Thank you so much for listening. And thanks again, Taylor. See you Thursday.